Good evening, everybody. Okay, I know it's later in the day, but let's try it again. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Very nicely done. I'm so pleased to welcome you to the Cedar Rapids Community School District's 2013 celebration and recognition of our outstanding building volunteers. I'm Marcia Hughes, the Community Relations Supervisor, and it is a privilege and an honor to supervise the district's volunteer services program and to help people really recognize the difference that they can make in both their own lives and in the lives of others simply by giving of themselves. Each of the individuals that we recognize tonight gets it. To begin our event, please welcome our superintendent, Dr. Dave Benson.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Education Leadership and Support Center. We're glad to have you here, and a special welcome to our volunteers. You know, the reality is we can't say enough about the good work that our volunteers do. Last year, more than 7,100, 7,100. I'll get that.
That's right.
Yeah. Individuals contributed over 149,000 hours to support instruction. These outstanding individuals champion These are outstanding individuals, but they represent those 7,100 individuals. They champion faculty and staff in the work that we do with students every day. Each one has selected Cedar Rapids Schools as a place where they will volunteer and make a difference in their community. As paraphrasing Winston Churchill, you make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you get. Give. Well, I'm having trouble tonight. Anyway, it's our pleasure to welcome you tonight and to thank you for your work. And on behalf of the Board of Education, we sincerely thank you and all of the volunteers for the great work that you do in the district every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benson. I hope you enjoyed the banners that introduce all of our volunteers. So now you know what they all look like before they even get up here, so they can't trade places in line or anything. All of those banners, or each of those banners, will go to their individual respective schools tomorrow so that they can be displayed there and continue our volunteer recognition theme in the building. And you guys seem so thrilled about that. And then we will send them home with you where you will appropriately frame them and hang them forever. Somewhere in your house. I would say you could use them at high school graduation parties, but you can frame them and hang them somewhere in your house. So it is now my pleasure to introduce our outstanding building volunteers for 2013, each selected by their building community to represent that school's program. Collectively, they make up our Volunteer Hall of Fame. Prepare to be awed by the news of their many and varied contributions. As each is introduced, he or she will join me on stage, and after all are introduced, they'll be lined up along this wall, and then members of our Board of Education will have an opportunity to thank each one. Each will receive a certificate of appreciation signed by the superintendent and board president, as well as a pen and mini flashlight highlighting the volunteer recognition theme, making a difference in the lives of others, lighting the way. See, you get that? That's kind of cool. See, they get that. That's the deal. They get me. That works. I know you'll want to cheer for each one, but please, to make sure that everybody gets to hear each introduction, not unlike what we try to do at our high school graduations, and the high school principals are here and would agree, please hold your applause until all of our honorees have been introduced. And so we begin with Susan Woolley from Arthur Elementary School. As a room parent, Susan is an extra pair of eyes and hands in the classroom. She helps students with sight words, reads with young learners, and accompanies the first graders on field trips. Susan attends all of the room parties and ensures that snacks and supplies are provided. She also volunteers at the walkathon and participates on the school's fitness committee. She's actually just willing to do anything to help out at any time. Thank you, Susan. No. This would be the group, too. From Cleveland Elementary, this is Allison Groff. Allison has been volunteering since her own children started preschool. She is active in PTA and provides classroom assistance in all of the rooms. Because of her contributions, PTA is able to host annual special events, and students can participate in field trips, Popcorn Mondays, and classroom activities. Her volunteer support helps bring the Cleveland community together. Thank you, Allison. From Coolidge Elementary School, we have Helen Song. Helen has donated countless hours to help the Coolidge community. She helps students one-on-one and in groups. She has helped with picture day, fun fair, clerical work, listening to students read stories, putting up bulletin boards, and chaperoning field trips. Helen always volunteers with joy and love. Thank you, Helen. From Erskine Elementary School, this is Lori Tauber. Lori's volunteer work with the PTA directly impacts student success by coordinating the Erskine Extravaganza, organizing box tops incentives, and running the PTA volunteer spot. The funds raised help teachers purchase instructional classroom materials. Overall, her help in the classroom and with events promotes a sense of community for students and family. Thank you, Lori. From Garfield Elementary School, you guys keep moving further and further that way. There you go. Karen Sterler. Karen volunteers 4 mornings each week to read to preschoolers, assist in the computer lab, and help test kindergarten students. She creates a better learning environment by sharing her time and providing adult attention to students who rely on that extra boost. Her friendly attitude and love for helping children shows each time she works with students. Thank you. From Grant Elementary School, this is Chris. She's very excited. This is Chris Wright-Lind. Chris has been extremely helpful at Grant by helping students achieve their spelling goals. She is a great motivator for students and for all of us, and she's continually coming up with ways to guide and encourage students to find success by doing their personal best. Grant appreciates her hard work, and students and staff genuinely love having her in the classrooms. Thank you, Chris. It's like a cheer. Now you have to outdo that, Roberta. You got to like do a cartwheel or something. I could make you do that, too. And you could do it, actually. Roberta Limpus from Harrison Elementary School. Roberta's passion is teaching, and she makes a special connection with each student as she works on comprehension and sight words. A retired teacher herself, she supports the first grade team by planning, discussing children's needs, and assisting with conferences. Harrison greatly appreciates her willingness to do it all with a heart filled with love. Thank you, Roberta. From Hiawatha Elementary School, this is Teresa Wilkes. Teresa is always available to help at school, even for those last-minute events. As Hiawatha's go-to person for popcorn, she makes popcorn for multiple classrooms each week. She also contributes to the PTO enrichment funds by clipping and counting box tops at home, supervising the spring carnival, and serving at the Cougar Chase fundraiser. Hiawatha is grateful for her impromptu help. Thank you, Teresa. From Hoover Elementary School, this is Mary Brubaker. Mary works with students on reading, using fun learning activities such as word puzzles. The school community benefits because students receive extra attention and are nurtured by her presence. In addition, Mary helps with clerical work, which lessens stress on the classroom teachers. The staff and students at Hoover appreciate her help very much. Thank you, Mary. From Jackson Elementary School, this is Jim Hodges. Jim immediately connects with students, making them feel special by celebrating their individual strengths and successes. He works tirelessly, from helping kindergarten students one-on-one to working with first graders on math concepts. Jim also mentors a student, going above and beyond to impact this young learner's life in a positive way. He is always ready to help with a positive attitude and a warm smile. Thank you, Jim. From Johnson Elementary School of the Arts, this is Jackie Moore. Jackie supports after-school enrichments by organizing and developing the schedule and actively searching for instructors to lead each session to keep it fresh for students. She is also active in the PTA, and this year she chaired the PTA-sponsored Winter Dance. Her daily contributions develop an important sense of belonging in students at Johnson. Thank you, Jackie. From Kenwood Elementary School, this is Phyllis White, representing her husband, Bob White. Bob started volunteering 10 years ago in his grandson's classroom and immediately developed a love for helping students. He was a valued member of the Kenwood school community, and we were all very sad when he passed away in December of 2012. Bob had a love for science, and he would assemble projects for students to help them learn about electricity and wind power. He will be greatly missed at Kenwood, but he will never be forgotten. Thank you for being here, Phyllis, and thank Bob. From Madison Elementary School, this is Jill Peterson. Jill has volunteered for over 10 years, serving as a reading buddy to over 60 students. The young learners always look forward to their one-on-one reading time with her, and Jill often brings her therapy dog, Betty, and her friend Jack, so they can present a silly story as Jack and Jill, which the students absolutely love. Jill is a positive role model and a mentor. Thank you, Jill. Nixon Elementary is not here, but I'm going to read it quickly. This is Deb Hansen. We don't want to leave her out. Deb is a reliable and visible volunteer, and whenever a project needs to be done, she is the first to step up. She donates her time for field trips, book fairs, popcorn days, stuffing envelopes, and helping at special events. She is now planning the 5th grade promotion celebration, and that may be why she's not here. Maybe she's planning that. And from Pierce, Karen Knox wasn't able to join us either. And Karen has taken on many volunteer leadership roles over the years, including building volunteer coordinator, PTA secretary, co-chair of America Reads, and chairperson of the annual Fun Fest. She is always available to mentor new volunteers. And from Taylor Elementary School, this is Lori Etheridge. Hi, Lori. Lori is always smiling when she volunteers, and no task is too big. She is in charge of the 5th grade grammar bracket play, which gets students excited to demonstrate their grammar and literacy skills of the week. She makes it possible for teachers to lead successful small group readings and is available to support students working on independent tasks. Lori has also represented Taylor on district committees. Thank you, Lori. From Truman, this is Joanne Danley. Joanne serves as a positive role model to everyone, sharing a warm smile, friendly interactions, and a gentle way of working with students. Grandma Joanne helps with the head sprout in the computer lab, assists 1st graders with their spelling words, reading, and math, and helps the 4th grade classroom on reading fluency. She also provides one-on-one support and is always willing to help. Thank you, Joanne. From Van Buren Elementary School, this is Amy Evans. Amy is actively involved and donates her time by organizing box tops, Campbell soup labels, and milk cap collections. She also works with 2 Girl Scout troops, chaperones field trips, and helps with both the Book Bonanza and book fairs. She is a former PTA secretary and vice president and continues to help with spirit wear orders and fundraisers that benefit the Half Mile Walking Trail and many other Van Buren school programs. Thank you, Amy. From Viola Gibson, this is Connie Humpher. Connie is a role model for all through her commitment to literacy and student learning. She is a Gibson Gator book cart coordinator. Can you say that 3 times fast? Gibson Gator book cart coordinator. And a very important position in that school in supporting literacy success. She also donates her time for America Reads, the book fair, and in the lunchroom and individual classrooms. Her contributions of time and talent are greatly valued at Viola Gibson. Thank you, Connie. From Wright Elementary School, this is Marilyn Shahan. Marilyn volunteers with kindergarten students, working one-on-one to help them recognize capital and lowercase letters, and assisting them with counting and number recognition. She always brings a kind and positive attitude to her volunteerism, which increases a student's confidence in learning. She truly helps in leading students to be responsible members of the Wright community. Thank you, Marilyn. From Franklin Middle School, Leon Leak was unable to join us tonight. Leon works with students on Invent Iowa, Optimist Speech Contest, and the State Future City Contest. He is always positive and wearing a smile on his face, and students gravitate towards his professionalism. He even serves as a sub-teacher now and then. From Harding Middle School, this is Rebecca Jordan. Rebecca shares her time and talents by planning school events, creating and maintaining the PTA webpage, coordinating conference dinners for teachers, organizing fundraisers, and working on the Harding Yearbook. Not only is she the president of the PTA, but she also helps in the classroom with 7th grade book buddies. Rebecca always brings a positive attitude. She sets a wonderful example for others to step forward and volunteer. Thank you, Rebecca. From McKinley, this is Kate Hogue. Kate organizes the volunteer effort for Baby Think It Over and keeps the baby simulators prepared with proper items, cleaning and arranging them in the classroom. She also volunteers with the book fair, the Book Buddies program, and the school musicals. Kate even helps keep the school campus looking neat and clean as a member of the landscaping committee and assists other parents with the online registration process. She is truly a great help. Thanks, Kate. From Roosevelt Middle School, this is Joe Walker. Joe's contributions to Roosevelt have exceeded the expectations of a volunteer. He was instrumental in developing a mentoring partnership known as Impact between Co College and Roosevelt. Through his role as assistant basketball coach at Co., he recruited members of both the men's and women's basketball teams to work one-on-one with Roosevelt students, creating a very unique opportunity for students to thrive in academics, behavior, citizenship, and personal growth. Thanks, Joe. From Taft Middle School, this is Kathy Schmitz. Kathy has long been the backbone of the Fine Arts Department at Taft. This year, she teamed with her husband to build the sets for the fall play. She has also been a huge help with the Taft Show Choir, attending rehearsals, assisting with supervision, coordinating props and costumes, and providing encouraging words. She always anticipates the school's needs and takes steps to address them. Thanks, Kathy. From Wilson Middle School, this is Melissa Halferty.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Oh, another excited one, their team. Wilson Middle School has long been a priority for Melissa. Not only is she the president of the PTSA, she also donates her time to help with fundraisers that allow Wilson students to participate in special activities and trips and help staff when supplies are needed. Her presence is welcomed throughout the building because she's a positive, uplifting, and a go-to person with a ready smile and never a complaint. Thanks, Melissa. From Jefferson High School, this is Laura Hard. Laura contributes over 400 hours every year and has helped Jefferson High School raise over $465,000 to provide fitness and weight room equipment, display cases, and improvements to various sports fields. She's volunteered for nearly every sport and has provided countless hours of time helping in the concession stands. Her dedication has helped keep students involved and motivated in their pursuits. Thanks, Laura. From Kennedy High School, this is Mary Kay Brandt. Mary Kay has designed, constructed, altered, and cared for costuming in the drama and vocal music departments for the past 9 years. She has helped maintain choir robes, tuxedos, and dresses, and has constructed, often from scratch, hundreds of show choir costumes. She attends every rehearsal, helping students to get just the right fit or repairing a torn seam. Her contributions have supported the students and impacted audiences in a powerful way. Thanks, Mary Kay. From Metro High School, this is Tom Patterson. As a mentor for Metro's robotics team, Tom brings the knowledge, experience, and community relationships that benefit students. He has organized tours and events with Rockwell Collins, been present at competitions, and is active with other school community events. Tom follows the practice of service above self and is a positive role model for students. Thank you, Tom. From Washington High School, this is Laura Azelborn. Laura has volunteered in many ways, but her greatest contribution has been as a seamstress for the Washington High School Band, flag team, and show choirs. She has fitted uniforms, sewed equipment bags, and designed costumes for all 3 Washington show choirs. She attends almost every performance to help the performers with supplies, costume malfunctions, hair, and makeup. Her meticulous work has had a great impact on the performing arts. Thank you, Laura. And from this group of outstanding building volunteers, a district selection committee each year identifies one volunteer as the outstanding district volunteer, selected based on the broad scope, quality, commitment, and longevity of service to the students in the Cedar Rapids Community Schools. Our 2013 outstanding district volunteer, representing Grantwood Elementary School, is Amber Lewis. Amber has been donating her time for the past 5 years and is often the first volunteer that staff sees each morning because she beats them all to school. She helps students, parents, and staff members by doing the little things that often go unnoticed: laminating, cutting, copying, and completing projects for a staff member. She also gives direct support to students by chaperoning field trips, delivering weekend backpacks, and assisting during kindergarten orientation. As a single parent and a full-time student herself, in addition to her volunteer work, she is truly a role model for others to emulate. As our district honoree, Amber will be recognized on June 12th with the Governor's Volunteer Award. Thank you, Amber. And there they are, our outstanding volunteers. You may cheer. Woo! Woo-hoo! Now you can sit. Now you can sit, a couple more seconds. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the tremendous team of building volunteer coordinators who manage the program at each of our schools. And I want to further extend my thanks to the members of our Board of Education for their contributions of time, talent, and leadership that each shares with us, all as volunteers. And with that, I'm pleased to invite Board Vice President Nancy Umbles to share a comment on behalf of the board. It's a close fit.
Good evening. And on behalf of the Cedar Rapids Community School Board, we thank you so much for what you do. You give so much to our children, and we appreciate that. So once again, we thank you. It's nice to see friends and family here, and continue volunteering. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Humbles, and thank you all for joining us and for your continuing support of the Cedar Rapids Community School District. Our outstanding volunteers are excellent examples of the fact that while volunteers may not necessarily have the time, they definitely have the heart. So please join me in thanking and congratulating them with one more round of applause as I invite our members of the board to now stand up and personally greet each honoree. Thanks very much for being here.